What's good? What's good? What's good? Another video here. And first of all, let me say thank you to all the people that watched the last video and subscribed to and liked the video and commented. That was a pretty good little forum we had going there, to be honest, on that last video. And that happened almost out of nowhere. Basically, I tripled my a little bit over doubled my subscribers, and my view count just went way up, and I hope that continues. To be honest, that was pretty cool seeing that. I'm still kind of surprised it happened, and I guess we'll just see if it continues. My last video, I knew it would get over 500 impressions. If you watched what I said on the last video, I knew that was gonna be a banger, not gonna lie. It's up to 650 impressions now, I think, or I think it was 620 when I checked. And that just shows me that either girls screwed up or society screwed up. I'm not sure what happened. And from my experience, probably a little bit of both. And some of you guys ghosted late. I ghosted early. I ghosted super early. And some of y'all waited a little bit late to ghost, so. But I ghosted with the intention of hopefully coming back and making it better, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's that. Here's my next section of the video here. Oh yeah, I'll say keep the viewership coming, hopefully, and the engagement if you're interested in the content and or interested in the future of society in general. If you don't want it to go to doomsday. But a guy was saying in the last comment section I had for the last video, maybe it's Babylon, so maybe it's supposed to fall, who knows, but hopefully it's not. Yeah, and leave those comments. I like talking with you guys. Yeah, and like and subscribe, I'll just say that too, because I think that's something I should to increase the engagement, because I do want to grow the channel, so like and subscribe. The comment section is going to be more important as time goes on, because I'm going to try new stuff with the channel and some new blockchain stuff, hopefully. And I kind of want your guys' feedback on that, because I kind of want to do some new stuff. Imagine a channel that distributes AdSense or Patreon gifts or something like that. Gifts, not gifts. Patreon gifts, as in presents. Imagine a channel that distributes that kind of stuff to the viewers, or to certain sections of the viewers who maybe need it or something. I don't want to call it a charity, because I remember one of my teachers in school, they said, oh, if you call it, he's you want to make profit, don't call it a charity and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna, I just, to people who want to build something, or I don't know, that's just a idea for later. Imagine tokenized AdSense on a blockchain. That's some idea for later, just because I'm learning about blockchain, and blockchain's cool. Yeah, those are just a couple of thoughts. But if you don't like ads and you're screw ads, I don't want to see them, download the Brave browser. They didn't pay me to say that. I'm just using it, and it's a cool ass browser, so check that out if you don't like ads. Because I don't even remember the last time I watched an ad on a YouTube video. But okay, enough of that stuff. Let's talk about the real topic of this video, which is in the title, which is learn to say no. So, say no to a corrupted and costly system of higher education, unless you have a specific and definitive plan to use whatever program you're going into. I would just say no to higher education, at least for now, because it's just way too corrupted, and that's coming from a person who spent years in that. Even for STEM, even for STEM, there's a lot to be learned on the internet. But obviously for certain degrees, and especially if that degree has a lot of government regulation and you just really want to do it, become a doctor or something, definitely go to school. There's no way you can do that without school. Until my healthcare network comes around. Just kidding, we'll see what happens. Say no to social norms that encourage degeneracy and the breakdown of family units. So that's pretty obvious. We got almost half of the population in the United States. Half of children are being brought up by like single mothers, and that's like any race. Like, don't even talk about race on that. Like, you're talking all races, and I've seen it personally. All races. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just the norm of society right now. Like, people used to say, oh, it's like black mothers do that, but like, no, they probably started it because what I've learned, this might be controversial, but like a lot of times the leading edge of things, like, it affects black people first. Like, in those movies where like the black person dies first. I mean, come on, that's a stereotype and a whatever the hell you want to call it. But like, I've noticed like they're usually leading indicators. But I've seen all personally. I live in California. I've seen all races do this, like, and it's like not really good. So yeah, say no to a generation of, like, I hate to say this, but say no to a generation of corrupted women. And I hate to say that, like, 'cause, I mean, it's turning into Japan, because like these women, like, they're your friends and family and stuff. Like, what are you gonna, like, yeah, so that's why I hate to say it, but let's be honest, look around you, at least in the state of California, just if you're in California, I mean, just look around you, right? Unless you've surrounded yourself with like others, I'm just talking about the norm here. But yeah, I mean, just broken women control the narrative here, simply put. I'm just gonna say that and move on. So say no to a corrupted government that has gotten far too big and now thinks of itself as a central planning authority. And what does that smell of? That smells of communism. And last time I checked, I didn't think we liked that kind of system of government in the United States, but as they say, the only constant is change. So, hey, but all I know is in communism, there's no incentives to produce, and like, things go bad potentially really fast, and I'm not trying to be part of that, so I don't necessarily, like, I like to produce stuff, which is why I'm weird, because I'm trying to build all this crap while everyone else is like not trying to do that, so I'm like seen as kind of weird amongst my social group. But yeah, that's why I'm like out to YouTube talking to you guys. But yeah, say no to boredom and lack of innovation, which kind of goes back to the last point. We currently live in a service-based, centrally planned economy, and that's just how it is. Like, if you're watching this video, you probably know that already, but yeah, that's just how it is. Someone has to try to produce something new, or else we're all going to be relegated to fighting for the same scraps that government and large corporate entities kick down to us. And you're already seeing that, like, hey, here's your stimulus check for doing nothing. And it's not even your fault that you're doing nothing, because we told you to not do anything. So we're incentivizing you to not do anything, and we're giving you a stimulus check. I mean, that's just really happening, and like, you can't script that. You can't script that kind of stuff. You can't. That's in a country that based itself on not liking that kind of thing. The fact that it switched over to that kind of thing, you can't really script that. I guess people have scripted it, right? It's all those dystopian future movies from back in the day. I guess they did script it. Those high-tech societies that are dystopian, they might, I guess Hollywood might have scripted it. But yeah, so the higher up you are in the bureaucracy, the more scraps you can get, right? To me, that blows, which is why I ghosted on that, and I'm encouraging you to say no to that. But it is a hard path to walk, so, not for the faint of heart. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for this video. This is probably long as fuck, so leave comments and tell me what you think about what was said. That, like, I really want to encourage I want people to share their perspectives on like what part of the world they're in, because this isn't only a US thing, as I've been reading from on the internet. So what's your perspective on what's going on around you? And honestly, you can just say whatever you want. Like, I allow all comments, so even if it's bad, screw it. If the videos are too long, tell me if you like made it this far. But yeah, thanks for your time. I'm out of here. Stay healthy is the main thing, and we can get through this. Peace out.